Okay, we're continuing in Likutay Moharan to Tinyana to our base. From this comes easy birth. When a woman gives birth, she would give birth easily. Ki b'shah she'isha koras liled yichosea mitztananos k'mo sh'amar Rabbeinu Zal. Because when a woman comes to give birth, her feet or her thighs get cold, as the rabbi said. The Gemara, the Gemara says in Sota that when a woman gives birth, that her feet get cold, or her thighs get cold. And through this, through the process of her thighs getting cold, through that the birthing happens. Because the damim, the blood, goes up from the thighs, I think into the place into the stomach, or into the area where the baby is. And then the place up where the baby is pressurized. It's pressured with blood. And then the pressure in the blood pushes the child, the baby boy, or the baby to be born out of the mother. And after this whole process, after the birth, the blood returns to its place. This is the way the Gemara explains and describes the actual birthing process. And now the blood going back into its place is a bechina of Toda and Halacha. How is it the bechina of Halacha? We said Halacha is bechina of Toda, we explained that in the previous shiur. Now we're showing that Halacha also means for things to go properly in its place and in its path. So here the blood is going back in its proper path and place. Ki gam halacha hi bechinas halada. And also the halacha is a bechina of halada, bechina of birth. Ki yesh tamchei oraisa. Now he's going to show how halacha also works and is set up in a similar way, just like birthing. Ki yesh tamchei oraisa. There are people that support Torah. Shenosni mamun lomdi Torah. That they give money. People that support Torah and give money to people studying Torah. And at first, the people that are supporting the Torah learners, they give out from their money. That they lose some of their money because they gave it away. Because when they give money to a Talmid Chacham, nechser etzlam, it's lacking by them. They don't have it anymore. And this is compared or parallel to a woman who's giving birth and her thighs get cold. We're going to explain the parallel in a second. Because blood can have two meanings. Blood can mean blood. Damim can mean blood, or damim can also mean money. So the Rebbe is saying that blood and money are synonymous. There's actually a Gemara that says damim tati mashma, that blood can mean money and can mean also damim can mean money and also can mean blood. So the comparison between blood and money is clear. And the Rebbe is saying that this is also what happens by the legs. He's going to explain a little more. Now through the money that they give to be machzik and to help a Talmid Chacham, the halachas are born. The new psakim, new halachas that the Talmid Chacham is machadish, they are created through the ability, apparently, that the Talmid Chacham has to continue to learn through the donations that he gets from, or the tzedakah, or the help that he gets from the people who give money to Torah. So through that, they are able to learn more halacha, to paskin more halachas, and that is a bechina of chesed. And this is the concept of birth, birthing and chesed and new halachas are like the same idea. Azai al yidei hashpas hachesed chozer v'nismal l'chisaron. Now through the hashpas hachesed, through the influence of the chesed, the new chesed that comes out through the birthing of halacha, and the halacha we said is b'chin of chesed. So through that, the chisaron, the lack that the supporter of Torah had when he gave his money over to the person learning Torah, is filled up. And this is the bechina of pleasure of the world to come. Bechinas v'haya ora lavana kerachama, which relates to the ora lavana, the light of the moon, which will be like the light of the sun in the future. Ki lavana tivakar bechinas chisaron v'kriyus, because the moon is the inyan of coldness, has a nature of coldness. Bechinas chisaron v'kriyus, which is a concept of lack and coldness. And we know, I heard, if you were to bring water up to the moon or things like that, I think it's below the dark side of the moon, at least, is tremendously, tremendously cold. And even the light side of the moon doesn't have any heat of itself, I guess. It just has the heat that it receives from the sun. I'm not so sure how that's different from here on Earth. If the sun were to stop, I'm not so sure. I guess we have some kind of heat here on Earth that we don't, maybe from the atmosphere and the pressure of the air or whatever it is, that there is some type of heat. You do see that when the Earth turns around and the light side of the Earth goes to be the dark side of the Earth. The Earth doesn't turn around. There's a whole discussion somewhere on a different topic. But when the sun goes around the Earth and the sun reaches the other side of the Earth, like right now when it's dark outside, then we see that it's not too freezing cold, even though it is cold. It's not like it is on the moon. On the moon, without any heating, it's totally freezing cold. I don't know the temperatures. You could look it up. So in the future, the light of the moon will be like the light of the sun. Bechinas milei chisaron, which is representative of the filling of the lack. So this is why the birthing, the new chesed, which is mashpia which gives chesed, gives new shefa to the person who donated money to Torah, is it's synonymous with or parallel to the pleasures of the world. The pleasures of the world to come, since in the world to come, the lackings, the chisronos, what people are missing will be filled up. And this relates to the union of the pasuk says, these are the descendants of the Shamayim V'aretz, of the Shamayim and Aretz, the skies, the heavens and the earth, V'hibaram, and the creation when they were created. And the Medrash Darshans, it says, don't read V'hibaram, say Be'avram, with Avram, Hainu Chesed. Avram has the midah of Chesed. The three avos have the three, mekabel for the three midas, Chesed, Gevura, and Tiferes. Chesed, Gevura, and Rachamim. And Avram had the midah of Chesed. He embodied the midah of Chesed. He lived the midah of Chesed. Ki ha'olada ayidei bechinas halachos, because birthing is through the bechina of halachos. As we explained before, Shem bechinas chesed, which is the bechina of chesed, kanal as mentioned above. Zeh bechinas mizmor l'soda riu l'Hashem kol ha'aretz, and this is the bechina of the pasuk mizmor l'soda, a song of thanks. Riu l'Hashem kol ha'aretz, cry out to Hashem, all of the land. The toda osios toda, and Toda is osios toda. So here we see the connection between Toda, which is halacha, and Tolados, which is birthing. Haril Hashem Kolatz, Rosh Hashanah halacha, and Haril Hashem Kolatz is also Rosh Hashanah halacha. It's the same pasuk. kamuva ki halachos bechinas toda hem bechinas tolada. Because halachos, which are bechina of Torah, as we explained it in the previous shem, are bechina of tolada. They are also bechina of birthing of children, of giving birth. Kanal. This is what the rabbi said. Asa chala es raglov. Asa got sick on his feet. His feet became crippled. Ad al shalsan gaya betamid chachamim. Since he made the tamid chachamim, he forced them to do service of the king, to do work. I guess it was I think it was customary back then. It was customary back then for them to. It was like an enforced labor kind of for. Like nowadays in Israel, they force people to go to the army. So in those days, I guess they forced them to do all. Maybe it was a type of army duty, but they forced them. They forced them to do all sorts of service to the king, like to build, I guess, buildings or other things like that. So it was like a tax. It was a type of tax. I understand that they used to make people come in for whatever, a few days a week, a few days a month, or whatever it is to work for free for the king. Now, through forcing, because he forced the Talmid Chachamim to work for him, and he stopped them from learning halachas, stopped them from being mechadish halachas, from making the halachas, through this, his feet got sick, his legs. Because halacha is a bechina of tikkun and kiyum for the raglayim. Because halacha is a bechina of the pathways of the legs, pathways of the blood. Where the blood goes back after being raised up from the legs, it goes into the stomach area. So it goes. The halacha is a bechina of going back into its leg and which is its proper place. So if the world, or if I guess a person causes an inyan, a general principle in the world, to for the legs of the world, so to speak, or a certain ruchnistic aspect that we're speaking about before, of a birthing that isn't going properly, that the world is in a state of birthing where the blood of the legs of the world, so to speak, go into the stomach, and the poskei halacha, the people that are learning halacha, they are the ones that cause the blood to go back into its place, cause the birth to take place by creating new halachas and the blood to go back into place. And these Talmid Chachamim are not able to learn halacha, so then there is no birth and there is no blood going back into place. That means the legs of the world will be damaged. This is like on a worldly level. This is what Asa, the king, this is what he suffered with on a personal level, since he caused this to happen. He caused a pagam on a worldly level, and his punishment was on a personal level. This is how it happens, and this is a general way things work. A person can cause damage. He causes damage in a certain aspect of the world. Here, Asa caused damage in the aspect of the world which would be called the legs. So by stopping the Talmid Chachamim who caused the Talmid Chachamim themselves caused the aspect in the world called birth. So this is why Asa got sick on his feet. His feet he became crippled because he stopped the Talmid Chachamim who fix up the sickness in the legs, and he became crippled. V'chen, v'asa shpagam b'zeh u'bitel es Talmid Chachamim min halachos al kein chala es raglov. Therefore, he became crippled because he stopped the Talmid Chachamim from learning halachos, and he forced them to do work instead.